Meghan backs America. Duchess of Sussex cheers for Team USA against France in wheelchair basketball after Harry roared on Team GB in the rugby as she takes center stage at Invictus Games. Meghan Markle backed her home country at Prince Harry's Invictus Games in Dusseldorf today as she took center stage at the competition. This comes as Harry roared for Team GB yesterday during the wheelchair rugby final. He is said to have loyalties to the UK team and Team USA, therefore he supported both. Meghan was as enthusiastic as ever, clutching her husband's hand when they arrived to watch the wheelchair basketball final between USA and France. She donned a Stars and Stripes badge given to her by a Team USA supporter sat behind her, clearly demonstrating her allegiance to the country. The Duchess was also seen cuddled up to some furry friends and singing Sweet Caroline. She giggled when confronted by the French mascot, a giant rooster in a red, white and blue costume. Meghan's cheers for America were joined by some colorful supporters who brought a real party atmosphere to center court in the Merkerspiel Arena with their chants. Harry has been a huge supporter of the UK team since arriving in Dusseldorf and has made time to talk with as many of the competitors as he could, often posing for selfies. But he is also likely to have some loyalty to the US team, as America is now his adopted country, having lived in California since quitting royal life. Meghan, dressed casually all in black, had packed 3 events into her day with Harry by her side. While Harry is popular, it was Meghan that the crowd nearest to her wanted to see and whipped out mobile phones to take her photo as she arrived. Meghan showed her allegiance to her home country sporting a Stars and Stripes badge on her sweater. The badge had been presented to her by one of the many Team USA supporters sat behind her. During the halftime interval, the crowd were encouraged to take out mobile phones and turn on the torches and wave in the air. Harry and Meghan didn't have phones, so were unable to join in, but swayed to the accompanying music. When the match resumed, Meghan laughed as the French mascot attempted to spur on the team by sprinting up and down the court. Not to be outdone, a Team USA supporter ran up and down the court waving the Stars and Stripes. Crowds leapt to their feet to cheer and applaud the Duchess of Sussex, who seemed taken aback by the rapturous welcome and took her seat in the Merkerspiel Arena. Dressed casually in J. Crew sweater and shorts and Chanel flat pumps, the 42-year-old mother of 2 beamed with delight and waved to the crowd and punched her hands in the air, hugging supporters of the Australian team seated in a row. Harry, who has been happily posing for dozens of selfies with fans, took a back seat this morning as most people in the crowd wanted to be photographed with Meghan. Following her impromptu speech at an Invictus Games party for 1,600 people where she apologized for her late arrival at the competition yesterday, a buzz of excitement had gone around the games today that she would be making her debut appearance. Also today, Harry was gifted a pair of budgie smugglers by the Australian team, who handed over the item after he watched them compete in the wheelchair rugby. The team were keeping up a tradition of handing Harry a tight-fitting pair of trunks at each of the games. The Duke will be visiting the swimming competition later today. More than 2,000 schoolchildren were invited to the 4th day and had been talking excitedly about Meghan. The couple, whose 2 young children are back home in Montecito, California, watched a wheelchair match between Australia and Ukraine. Harry and Meghan were swamped by fans who wanted to have their photo taken with them when the wheelchair basketball match ended. Meghan bonded with Australian competitor Laura Raynell, 28, from New South Wales, who sat next to her as they talked about her beanie hat. She said, "Meghan thought it was funny I was wearing the beanie and asked if I was cold. I told her I'm from Oz and always cold." Ms. Raynell added that Meghan spoke about her 2 young children behind in California. She said, "She was so nice and was talking about her kids. She said the kids are excited about Invictus, but they are a bit too young to understand." Raynell has been competing in the powerlifting, archery and rowing. Harry was in animated conversation with Tavis Watt, 49, a psychologist for the Australian team. After watching the match, Harry and Meghan joined in with a children's relay race. It was Sussex v Sussex as they chose opposing teams for the race around the basketball court. Harry encouraged his team to win the sprint race, urging on the young competitors who are attending the games to cheer on family and friends. Meghan clapped her hands enthusiastically as her group of youngsters raced. The couple presented medals to all those taking part as Queens We Are the Champions blasted out in the arena. Earlier, Meghan lived up to her rock star welcome by walking over a group of fans who had been chanting her name. As they squealed with excitement, she reached out to high-five the group and posed for selfies. Harry and Meghan then walked hand in hand across the court, and the Duke later had out a guiding hand on his wife's back. Before posing for a team photo with all the children, Harry picked up a cone and handed it to a spectator so it would not spoil the shot for dozens of photographers. The pair repeatedly posed for selfies with family and friends of the children taking part in the race. Meanwhile, Meghan was given an honorary name when she had a meeting with the Chief of Defense for Nigeria. With Harry revealing his wife was of 43% Nigerian descent in his opening ceremony speech, she was introduced half a dozen members of the team and the defense chief. In a tradition, the group gave her a name she could use if she ever visits the country. They called her Amira Ngozi Lolo. Harry and Meghan ended their day by presenting the gold medals to the winning USA team from the wheelchair basketball final. Meghan punched the air with delight when the court announcer said USA were the winning finalist. As she handed over the medals, Meghan hugged each of the players, with Harry also leaning in for a congratulatory hug. As the announcer asked the crowd to show their appreciation for the USA team, she giddily bounced on her heels. The Duchess was told Amira means warrior princess, Ngozi means blessed, and Lolo a loyal wife. Organizers said Harry was hoping to pop across to a neighboring court later today where Team UK were playing Canada. Harry and Meghan have a packed schedule and will be watching a swimming event and wheelchair rugby later in the day. The Duke launched this year's sporting competition for wounded military personnel and veterans on Saturday night. He and Meghan were reunited in Germany last night after she flew in from Los Angeles, with a stopover in London Heathrow. Meghan, 42, claimed milkshakes and a school drop-off had delayed her arrival to Dusseldorf. The Sussexes were last seen together at a Beyoncé concert in California on September 1st. Meghan apologized for being late yesterday and explained she was spending time with their children, Prince Archie, 4, and Princess Lilibet, 2, at the couple's Montecito mansion before jetting off. She told the audience, "It is so special to be here, and I am sorry I was a little late for the party. I had to spend a little bit more time getting our little ones settled at home, 3 milkshakes and a school drop-off. I only landed a couple of hours ago, and I'm thrilled the first event I can do for Invictus is here with all of you. I hear it has got off to a good start so far. We can't wait to one day bring our kids as well so they can experience just how fantastic this is." Harry, who has been in Germany since Friday afternoon for the Games which he founded in 2014, encouraged the guests to connect with each other. The Duchess wore a black shirt dressed by Banana Republic, and an aide said she had got ready within an hour after arriving at the £2,000 a night presidential suite at the hotel where Harry is staying, doing her own hair and makeup.